challenge of teaching global citizenship is to make complex issues and stories from faraway countries feel relevant to students in the UK. But fair trade is an issue that directly links consumers in the West with producers in other countries.
For hundreds of villagers outside Sialkot, stitching footballs is the main family income. Traditionally, this was low-paid work, but making fair trade balls guarantees a better wage.
We get 40p for a fair trade ball, 20p for non-fair trade. Today, we've only got one fair trade football each because the orders are low. But during the World Cup, there's loads of work. Everybody wants footballs. We get 7 or 8 a day. Once I did 10.
The money from the fair trade premium pays for an infant school attached to the stitching centre, so the women can bring their children to work with them. It's free, so children who might not otherwise go to school can get a basic education.
When I buy a ball, I look for the brand, just because I know it's a better type of football normally.
I usually look for like brand as well because I don't really buy balls from like the pound shop and stuff.
I like the brands and they're famous and they're better quality.
Brands are very dominant in sportswear, and this is what we have as a problem as competitors. In this country, the proportion of fair trade football sales are probably under 1% of total football sales.
Fair trade products often cost more, but these footballs cost less than the major brands.
This is our top-selling football, so team footballs, retails for £9.80. Perfectly good quality, non-PVC football. Now, if you compare this to some of the other brands, this one's for $14.99, this one's for $14.99 as well. Now, what would you rather? An ethically produced fair trade football for a tenner, or another brand for more money with no fair trade label?
James's fair trade footballs are having a huge impact on this village near the stitching centre. Kiran is 16, and all her family work in the football trade.
I live with my mother and I have 6 brothers and sisters. We all live together. My father died and I decided to leave school because we didn't have enough money at home. But because of fair trade footballs, we've been able to earn more and I'm still able to go to school.
उसके बाद जी है आपके पास log 2/5 ठीक है जैसा कि मैं स्कूल जाती हूँ
I really love school.
हालात पूरी तरह से कवर नहीं
I want to carry on with my education and sometimes my mother still struggles financially.
पारिक टाइम मिले तो मैं
So if I have any spare time, I help her stitch footballs.
During the summer holidays and after school, Kiran works with her family to help bring in extra money.
अगर हमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा फेयर ट्रेड के फुटबॉल मिले तो मेरी मदर जैसे कि मेरी माँ
The more fair trade footballs we are given, the more our mother will be able to support my education and my brothers and sisters' education.
करेंगी मेरा ये है कि
I want my future to be good. If I continue my education, then we will be okay.
The fair trade premium also pays for medical care for everybody in the village. Last year, Kiran's aunt was very ill, but with free medicine, she can carry on working.
I'm having treatment. The doctor here can't treat me because I need specialist care. I've got bad problems with my head and my heart. My medicine's expensive. If it wasn't for the free healthcare, I wouldn't be able to afford the medicine and I wouldn't be able to survive. That's because of fair trade.
Most people in this area depend on footballs to earn a living, and one of the aims of fair trade is to break that dependency by giving people the opportunity to start their own business. Stitchers and their families can borrow money through a scheme called microcredit to invest in new projects, such as buying cattle or opening a shop. Almost 300 different businesses have been funded this way. Kieran's cousin Shazad borrowed money to open a snooker hall. It's packed every evening, and Shazad doubles his income by cutting hair between games.
Before I opened this, there was nowhere for people to go, so we just used to hang around at each other's houses. Now everyone can get together here. It's much better. I can make about £4 to £5 a day doing this, much more than I could make stitching footballs. If I hadn't been able to borrow that money, I would probably be unemployed, roaming the streets just hanging around.
And next door to the snooker hall, another young entrepreneurs borrowed money to set up the first video shop in the village.
I started off with 200 films and gradually built things up. Now I've got over 1,000. Plus I bought a TV and a DVD player. My business started to make money, and that's where I am today.
I think microcredit is the cream on the cake of our fair trade scheme. It effectively enables people to get out of the export economy, stitching footballs, to engaging in a business that's local to their local community and culture. I'd like to see a lot more fair trade criteria being applied to products like T-shirts, like footwear, like football kits, which we have the potential to produce. My real hope is for footwear in the future, proper trainers that will appeal to younger people in this country.
So, what did you think about that?
I think the fair trade was good because her aunt was really ill, and if she didn't belong to fair trade, then she probably would have died because she wouldn't have got all the medicine that she did get because of fair trade.
I thought it was good that woman that did stitching the footballs and the other children, they could go to a building that was attached to the place where you stitch footballs to go to school, free of charge.
Jasmine?
I thought it was good because they set up shops in the community that people can go to, and it's helping the community as well as the person.
Fair trade makes all the families that are in it really happy, even though they only get 40p, but there's still quite a lot in where they live, and it's like a big change in their life, and it's really nice to see.
Pass that round, have a look. What do you think? How does that compare to a branded football? Do you think it's the same? Do you think it's better? Do you think it's not so good? Other than the logos on it, is there any difference? Who would it make a difference to now, having seen it and seen the effect it would have? Would that persuade you to buy a fair trade football against one with a logo on? So for most of you, you think that would make a difference. If we could make a difference as a school, how would we go about it? What would you need to do to make those sorts of changes in school? We'll feed back in a minute. You can discuss it in your groups first of all.
Not everyone in the class is convinced they should choose fair trade.
So if they made this in shiny blue and you had the choice between that and a Nike ball in shiny blue, which one would you buy?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? You're still tempted to go for the brand?
Yeah, probably.
Even knowing that that could improve somebody's quality of life?
Yeah.
Well, it's not really that fair, is it? Because here they sell it for $9.99 and they only give them 40p, so they're getting a big deal out of it anyway.
Oh, but Nike might be selling their ball for £15 and they only get 20p. So how's that fairer?
But it's just like a better ball, really, though. So.
Is it? They're made in the same place.
Yeah, but
Fair trade logo. I think they should make a brand, and then that'll be more popular.
But to create a brand, you've got to have advertising. How could we get these balls more visible, maybe through school, so that people can see them, and next time when they see them in a shop, they actually know what they're all about?
A good way to get fair trade footballs would be to talk to head of PE or head teacher about it. I think a good way to persuade them is to show different videos about it and to explain about it.
Ask all the teachers to sign a petition
or
something.
Do the PE department because it's PE kit. Talk straight to Mr. Zimmerman because he's head of the department. And then PE is Mr. Zimmerman, so you can talk to him about getting the footballs and everything.
Even the boys who love their brands are coming round to the idea of fair trade and are thinking about how to make more people want to buy them.
They're big brand balls, like people want those because they look good because they spend money on designing them and finding what the fashions are. So if they found a good fashion for that ball, like did it up again, like made it look good, people would want to buy it because it looks good.
What sorts of ideas have you got to try and introduce them into school? How could we go about it?
The school could buy some and then we could use them, like when we're practising.
We could do like a football match where you play like the teachers against the teachers and have like a football match.
So we could have a charity football match to raise money to then buy the footballs?
Yeah.
So we want to get fair trade into school. Who's the most important person to get to be on our side?
Mr. Zimmerman.
Right, so we need to talk to Mr. Zimmerman. How are we going to do that?
Maybe take him a copy of the film and show him and talk to him about it.
What are the most important points to get across to him?
How life-changing it is.
Do you think he's likely to have ever seen a fair trade football before?
No.
I had.
Maybe. If he hasn't, what are you going to do?
Show him it.
Right, show him the football, stick to basics.
Are we actually going to do this?
Are you actually going to do this? Why not? Why can't we actually do it?
So we are going to do it then, that'd be good.
We can do that, yes, we can do that now.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, so who would like to do that?
A group from the class goes to find the head of PE, Mr. Zimmerman, to tell him why they think the school should start buying fair trade footballs.
Can I talk to you about something, please?
Yes, you may.
In Pakistan, which is mainly the main football place they make footballs, people are paid 20p to make a football, like a brand football, and which is not very much money, but they're paid double, which is 40p, which is actually a bit more. It's not much over here, but in there it's quite a lot.
I know you can fair trade when you buy your vegetables and everything. Is it very much similar that that money is basically going for development wherever they... All the people need it.
And if you've got a spare moment, can we show you this DVD, please? Quick
yes,
DVD.
you may.
Thank you. It's going really well. He's thinking about it, and we're just about to show him the DVD now. So hopefully he'll think it's good, and he'll start buying fair trade footballs.
The PE department will definitely support you because we believe in the old school ethos of citizenship. So I'm looking forward to speaking to you guys again.
Through understanding how their choices as consumers affect people on the other side of the world, the students feel that they can really begin to change things.
I'm quite happy with how it went. It's a bit shocking that it just sort of turned out like this.
I hope we'll be able to get more footballs and see that it's changing, because then maybe it will make other schools, if other through our friends, other schools will see what we're doing. Maybe they'll try and introduce it to their school too.
Hey.